So I just noticed that Solo, Sikoa, the MFTs, Jacob Fatu, they've been missing from SmackDown. And I don't want to jump to conclusions or anything, but, what if this whole Roger Jackson, Soko Stu situation that occurred at Knox Pro Wrestling, which Rikishi, I believe he owns part of that promotion. I believe he's running that promotion with other wrestlers, but his name is involved in the ownership of that company. And so that whole situation occurred under his watch, right? So he is to be held responsible at the end of the day for that taking place. He let that mess go down. He let a criminal on the loose, pretty much, assaulting and almost ending the life of one of their wrestlers. And I believe that the ID program for the WWE is somehow connected to Knox Pro Wrestling. I'm not quite sure. I might have to go fact check that. But Rikishi, his company, and what happened underneath his roof could definitely play a part in the watering down of Solo Sikoa and his MFT's faction, and their whole push as a whole could be shut down, and also play into Jacob Fatu's absence with his push being cooled down. That's just my theory. I believe Jacob Fatu's momentum is being halted because of the association with Rikishi. If you tie that all together, it makes a lot of sense. With Rikishi, owning that promotion, and then he's linked up with the Samoan Dynasty, Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa, and the rest of the MFTs. Hence why Jimmy Uso is on Raw, where he's more likely to lose at WrestlePalooza. Him and Jay are definitely losing to the Bronze at WrestlePalooza, which also brings me to Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, I know his push is not going to be affected, but he's been written off of television to, I guess, work on a movie, right? But they're not, their plans for Roman Reigns is not priority. They've written him off completely at Clash in Paris, and now it seems to me that Jay is going to be turning heel, and we're dropping the whole Yeet mascot fiasco with him because he's turned into a complete mascot in these past few months, and that's just my observation from watching him. So there's definitely some changes when it pertains to the Bloodline's booking, the Samoan Dynasty's booking. Now, yeah, we might see Solo on SmackDown this week. We might see Jacob Fatu. We might actually still see their feud be concluded, but however, it loses momentum. You kind of changed everything when you had Sami Zayn be the one to end Solo's title reign, which only lasted for like a month and a half. So what's the point of giving Jacob Fatu a payoff in regards of beating Solo in the MFTs? What's the payoff there? Because there's no title involved. There is no championship involved. And now that's pretty much lost steam. So everything connected with Roger Jackson blowing off his steam on Soko Stu, almost ending his life, and then this happening under Rikishi and his promotion, it definitely puts a lot of, dirt on Rikishi. Because I think the ID program has something to do with that promotion and them signing different talents, looking to sign or bring in or recruiting different talents from that promotion. So it seems to me they cut ties with Knox Pro Wrestling because of that incident, which I don't blame them for. That's just business. But this affects the pushes of Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa, Jimmy Uso, Jay, going forward. So don't be surprised if we don't see the MFTs and Solo Sikoa. We see Jacob Fatu pretty much being, shoved further down the mid card because of this. Now, I could be wrong, but, I'm just speculating at this point because they were not on SmackDown at all. And so I expect Jay and Jimmy to lose to the two Brawns. You're not going to have Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed just lose once again to Jey Uso. They lost at SummerSlam. Roman beat Bronson Reed at Clash in Paris. You're not going to have those guys lose yet another PLE together. So they have to beat the Usos. They have to. So, it's very alarming, to say the least, because the bloodline, the Samoan Dynasty, has been pushed down our throats for a long time. And we expect them to have superior booking all the time based off the family's lineage, based off who they related to, and nepotism. Well, at this time, nepotism does not seem to be working in their favor at the moment. Triple H crowned Sami Zayn the new United States champion, so all that nepotism stuff that pretty much is out the damn window at this point.